Hi, thanks for watching. I'm Delana from Pointing Up, and I just wanted to talk to you about something that I've been thinking about recently. I was kind of watching some reruns of Andy Griffith, and you know that whole mood that it puts you in, just reflective and thinking about the good old days. You know, we always talk about the good old days, reflecting back, especially grandparents, great-grandparents, and people always seem to say, well, that was just a simpler time. And whenever I started thinking about it, I wonder, was it a simpler time? I mean, those people went through a lot of difficult things in history. There was a lot of war and the Great Depression, of course, and World War II. There was a lot of stuff that wasn't so simple. Now, I know we're still in war now, and we still are in a lot of problems economically, have a lot of issues there. It wasn't a completely carefree time. It just seems so simple and so fun and so relational. And my point is to make that it's not that it was a simpler time, it's just they value different things than we seem to value these days. I know that people are so relational. People are seeking out relationships. They want relationships. We all do. We all want friends. You know, I kind of miss the days in high school and college where friends weren't a problem because everywhere you went, you were surrounded by people that could be your friend. But when you grow up, it kind of seems like your circle closes in a little bit. And even the relationships we do have, they seem to be a lot more shallow, and they don't usually have a lot of depth to them. I think everyone seeks after deep relationships. That's what we long for, that's what we want. We were created for relationships. God intended that for us. And so one thing that I was thinking of that I see just a complete contrast between the simpler days and days that we have now is there aren't a lot of people coming over to your house. You know, you go out and do something, you go bowling, you go out to eat, you go watch a movie, you do all of these things. But here, I just want you to think about this. When was the last time you invited another family or another couple or another person over for dinner or to watch a movie or to play games? I just want to throw this word out to you, maybe a word you haven't thought about in a while, but hospitality. Hospitality is something that I don't see so much anymore. It's kind of faded away, and how we show hospitality is making someone feel welcome wherever we are. If there's a new person to school or a new person to work, we make them feel welcome. We make them feel accepted. When was the last time where you invited someone over to dinner or someone over just to talk and have coffee or whatever it may be? More often than not, we're going to Starbucks for coffee, we're going to the movie theater for a movie, we're going to Applebee's or Chili's for dinner. But I want to challenge you, just something simple, maybe this week or maybe these next 2 weeks. I want to challenge you, and I'm challenging myself, to show hospitality, to invite somebody over. Don't just, hey, you want to come over, you want to drop by, but plan. Plan to have someone over and for dinner or whatever it may be, and show hospitality. The Bible actually talks about hospitality in a couple places. Hebrews 13:2 actually says that we should show hospitality to people, even to strangers, because you never know when you're entertaining angels. Now, I know if I knew there was an angel that I was trying to impress, therefore impressing God, I would probably put on a pretty good show. But the truth is, if it was truly a stranger, I'm a lot less likely to invite them over, because obviously there's dangers there. But the point is to show hospitality to everyone, stranger or friend. And also, 1 Peter 4:9, I'm going to read this to you really quick. It says, the verse 8, I'll start. Above all, love each other deeply, because love covers a multitude of sins. Offer hospitality to one another without grumbling. A lot of times, whenever I was younger especially, and I knew we had to ask somebody to come over, it's one of those things like, do they have to come over? But the thing is, whenever we get out of practice, that's when we start grumbling. And so to love one another deeply, it means that it's not always going to be the most convenient. It probably would be a lot more convenient to go out to eat because you don't have to fix it, you don't have to clean it up, you don't have to clean the house, for goodness sakes. But to love one another deeply means you're willing to take time to show them hospitality, to show them love in that way. But I want to challenge you to these next little bit, maybe the next week or something, to ask somebody to come over, but truly taking time to relax, sit back, welcome them into your environment, into your world, so to speak, and build that relationship that goes beyond the surface. So that's my thoughts for today. Hospitality, maybe you want to look the word up, think more about it, but feel free to leave comments, thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and let's go out and show hospitality to strangers and to people that we want to build deep, meaningful relationships with.